Move over here to the Cowboys, our favorite team, Alex. They have a free agent, Amari Cooper. They have a returning Michael Gallup, who played fantastic in 2019. And they have a free agent, Randall Cobb. They also have kind of, next to that is a, I believe, free agent, Jason Witten. There's a couple other big free agents. Of course,
free agent,
Tavon Austin, thank you. There's Dak, and then Byron Jones. And they have a lot of needs on defense. They have the fifth most cap space in the NFL at $74 million. They have a middle picks in the first, second, and third rounds. So they could draft a guy as well if they wanted to. I'm of the mindset that they re-sign everybody. I know it's going to be tricky with the Dak situation. I think Dak is going to cave. I think he wants to be in Dallas. And if they can get him to a reasonable dollar amount, I think they'll be able to re-sign everybody. Maybe they have to let Jones walk. They do have a lot of needs to address on the defensive side, which is where I think they'll end up going in the draft. But Alex, here, what's your take on the Cowboys?
That's interesting. It's true. I mean, if they let Byron Jones walk on the defensive side of the ball, I think they could pull off signing everybody back. But I'm kind of on the other side of the coin as you. I think they make sure they get their quarterback. I think they signed Dak Prescott, and I think they give him really strong money. I think he's going to be the highest paid quarterback in the NFL. And once they do that, I don't think they're going to bring Amari Cooper back. I don't. I think Amari Cooper is going to find his way to free agency. And maybe he hits the open market and the Cowboys do find a way to make it work at that point. But I think he does hit the open market. I personally think he plays somewhere else next season. And to that point, I think if Cooper does leave, the Cowboys could sign Dez Bryant. I think they could sign Dez Bryant and Randall Cobb. It all makes too much sense. They'd have Gallup on one side of the ball, an emerging young talent who could easily take steps forward to be a strong wide receiver one in the NFL.
Oh, yeah.
You've got Dez Bryant, who's been in that uniform before, and we all know what he can do. He's the same age as A.J. Green. And we talk – and it's
same
not
age as Julio Jones.
Yeah, and it's not like A.J. Green and Julio Jones haven't had incredible injuries. I mean, A.J. Green clearly more than Julio Jones, but Julio always seems to be a little banged up. A.J. Green didn't play last season and missed half the season the year before, and we're talking about A.J. Green like he's the top free agent on the market. Dez Bryant was neck and neck with him for the first 8 years of their career, 7 years of their career. So for me, it's like I don't know why people – I know he's been out of the league for 2 years, but – A.J. Green's pretty much been out of the league for 2 years, and I think he can still play. I don't think he's going to need to be the number one, but you think about him down near the red zone. You think about him as a number 2 or a number 3, just a big body possession type guy. That could make a lot of sense for them, and he's not going to cost them a lot of money. And if they do that, I think it makes sense to bring back Randall Cobb as well. You got Mike McCarthy there now. I was shocked to learn that Randall Cobb's only 29 years old. I think of Randall Cobb like he's 34, like he's older than Emmanuel Sanders, and he's not even 30 yet. So Randall Cobb's got juice left in the tank. Mike McCarthy has used him incredibly well in the past as a number 2, number 3 type wide receiver, that slot position. So I think it could make sense for the Cowboys to let Cooper go, try to use that money and shore up some other spots on their depth chart, and use the strategy of Dez Bryant and Randall Cobb along with Michael Gallup at wide receiver. I know there's some hot takes there, but to me, like I would reinvest that money on their defense and with some depth rather than bring back Amari.
Man, you had a lot of hot takes baked into that one. I love it. That's why we come on the show. I feel like maybe people need to go back and rewatch Dallas. And I've seen some of the same takes out there, so I'm not talking specifically about your take right there. But in general, do you all remember the Dak versus Dez? Like, those guys could not get on the same page. That's really what the problem was. Now, I do think Dez would fit for that offense, but I love the Cooper, Gallup, and Cobb core. I think that's a great receiving core. And, if Cooper and Cobb were not free agents, we would have them in that first tier. There would be no question this is a stalwart receiving core. We'll see what Fat Mike can do for him. Dak is coming off his best year passing-wise in terms of volume and yardage, and his least in terms of rushing, which he's kind of always been known for prior to 2019. So I think there's a lot to look for there. Whatever happens, it's going to be very interesting for fantasy and for the Cowboys' playoff hopes.